Okay, here's the deal. We might be looking at the end of the Arkhamverse as you and I know it. I'm not trying to say that to be dramatic. That may actually be the truth. And depending on how you feel about the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League debacle, that might actually be a good thing. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Jimmy or Chaos. And today we're going to talk about Rocksteady actually retconning or getting rid of the Arkhamverse as you and I know it. Rebooting it, completely wiping the slate clean, and starting over. Drop a like, make sure you guys are subscribed, and I read every single comment on every single video, so you need to sound off on your thoughts and opinions about what we're going to talk about. There's a lot of smoke right now around a full reboot, and you know the saying, if there's smoke, there's fire. And we're not talking about a sequel, we're not talking about an update and Arkham, the next chapter of the current Arkham universe. We're talking about a full-on reboot, wipe it clean, snap it, just start over from scratch. Not a soft continuation. Clean break from everything Rocksteady built before. And if that's where they're heading, where are they going? We need to break down exactly how they can pull that off, and more importantly, why they even have to pull that off. So today, Batman, the reboot playbook, and what a full Arkham refresh might actually look like if they go all in. Now, I want you to look here. This doesn't come out of nowhere. If you've been paying attention, Kill the Justice League told us everything we needed to know about where the Arkhamverse was headed. And safe to say it wasn't pretty. The game hadn't even launched yet, and there was already a massive wave of pushback when it came to Kill the Justice League. The leaks, the gameplay, the dev interviews. People were not happy. And that's not even talking about the ending, which I don't know if I should spoil it or not. I don't think it really matters. Let's just say if you thought the Arkhamverse had a future before this, that ending, it basically set it on fire. So we now have a franchise backed into a corner. We have an established legacy franchise, one of the best, that doesn't know where to go. Years of buildup, lore, all from the Arkham trilogy, all wrapped up into what felt like an awkward, cynical pivot. And when you do that in a game that's already struggling to justify its own existence, yeah, you're going to piss off the fans. But beyond the fan reaction, there was a bigger problem. What do you do next? Where do you go from here? That's the question. Where do you take Batman after that? How do you move forward with a world where the Justice League, and I guess I'll keep it spoiler-free, let's just say they aren't quite themselves anymore. That's exactly why this reboot conversation started and why it actually matters. Because Rocksteady, I don't think they have a choice anymore. So what do we know? What's confirmed and what are people just saying? Well, here's the grounded fact-based picture right now, my friends. After Kill the Justice League, Rocksteady's been quiet, dead quiet. No talk about the future, no DLC talk, of course not, it's dead. No announcements about the next project, but we do have job listings. And we see a lot of the future when we cover things here when it comes to job listings. They're interesting. Some of the more recent Rocksteady job posts mention narrative world building for a major third-person action franchise with the emphasis on tone shifts, rebooted IP strategy, and long-term DC integration. Now, nothing says Batman, the B word's not in there, but come on. I mean, we don't need a roadmap to see the signs here. I mean, look, tone shifts, rebooted IP strategy, long-term DC integration. We already know that James Gunn said that the games are going to be somehow integrated with the cinema universe as well, and he's in charge of all of that. Major third-person action franchise. It's Batman. And then there's Warner Brothers. Yeah, internally, WB has already talked about shifting DC's approach to being more in sync with their Elseworlds initiative, basically giving creators more freedom to tell separate self-contained stories in their own universe. We've seen it in the movies, we've seen it in the comics, we're probably going to see it in gaming. Now, a new, let's call it Earth Arkham, a new timeline, fresh start, doesn't have to carry the baggage of the Suicide Squad ending or of Arkham Knight's weird wrap-up. I loved Arkham Knight, but let's all agree it was a little weird. The approach is showing up across DC right now, and it lines up perfectly with a clean narrative reset. Now, the big unknown here is, are they ready to go to the Arkhamverse? That's a tough call because this is a universe Rocksteady built from scratch themselves. The trilogy, the tone, the character work, they created the template for modern superhero games. So even if Kill the Justice League is the nail in the coffin, I mean, they may not be emotionally ready to walk away. Not completely. We also don't know if Warner Brothers wants to play the long game here. Rebooting a universe takes time, coordination, especially if they're planning to connect multiple DC characters under one game umbrella. That's not just Batman, that's Justice League scale. No studio can do that overnight. And the last big question is it Rocksteady that's going to lead the charge here? Is WB going to hand the keys off to someone else after what happened? I mean, if they want a full sprawling brand new DC gaming universe, it's probably going to take more than one team. So let's say that, we already know Kill the Justice League's the end of the road, right? And Rocksteady or somebody at WB is going to start fresh. So what does that look like? I'm going to give you guys some options. You let me know what you think. You think if I'm crazy or if you think I'm on point here. The Flashpoint playbook. It's not subtle. Maybe they go full reset button, time travel, cosmic interference, a magical event that literally overwrites the entire Arkham timeline. It's been done in DC before. It's not even a stretch, to be honest with you. Imagine a Flash-style character showing up at the end of the Suicide Squad DLC, if that were to happen, or they just give us a cutscene down the road, and it triggers a Flashpoint moment. Boom. Universe reset, clean slate, no more Arkham baggage. I know that one's pretty out there, but I wanted to put it out there. Then, of course, the next one we could do a multiverse merge, and I know we are so force-fed multiverse right now, especially over on the MCU side, but hear me out. DC's Elseworld setup makes it easy. You create a new Earth. Let's say Earth Arkham 2.0. We could do a different name, but just for the sake of having a name. Different Batman, different Justice League, same themes, but completely reimagined. This would give them a total reset of creative freedom, and it means you can reference old stories without being chained to them, and they could go with new comic lines if they wanted to. Specifically, a lot of people want them to go with the Batman Beyond arc. I can see that, but they could go in multiple different directions here. It gives them a lot of creative freedom. And the other option is a soft reboot through the character, a slower burn. You introduce a younger, less established Bruce Wayne, maybe early 30s, late 20s, still trying to figure things out. Not quite the Arkham vet, but not the year one either. I guess you could kind of say in the same vein as Bat, right? You ground the next game in detective work. Much smaller scale, more psychological, something that brings it back to Arkham Asylum vibes. And then you build from there. I mean, Joker, he's still out there, but maybe it's a different version, and we don't even have to focus on the Joker. I think it would actually be a mistake to focus on the Joker. Let's get some different bad guys and villains in here to make it feel fresh and something new. The Joker's been done 43,000 ways up and down, left and right. Eventually you have to get to him because Batman is Joker and Joker is Batman. They're yin and yang, they're synergy, right? But you don't have to throw all your big guns out of the gate. I mean, Gordon, Barbara, Dick Grayson, you could reintroduce everyone. New origins, new wrinkles. And you could keep this, or you could keep doing this with the rest of the DC lineup, one game at a time. You could do it with Superman. You could do it with Wonder Woman. You could do it with Green Lantern. Build the trust back, because let's be real. They shattered the trust. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, absolutely obliterated any trust that fans have in the Arkhamverse right now. And it's really sad, because I'm a true fan of the Arkhamverse, and the original ones are absolutely phenomenal games, some of the best superhero games you'll ever play. And then they slapped us in the face and kicked us right between the legs when it came to Suicide Squad. You have to build your trust back. I mean, this time do it right. I like the phrase slower burn, from the ground up. We're not in a hurry. Build it out. Take your time. Build the characters. Build the arcs. Merge them all together. You don't have to go crazy. That kind of takes me away from the Flashpoint and the multiverse merge, and it really puts me honing in on the soft reboot through the characters. Rocksteady can do this. We know they can. They've done it before. They just have to get to the core and the roots of what was successful, and is not a live service Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Anyway, a reboot isn't just possible, it's likely. And honestly, I think it might be the smartest move for Rocksteady or WB or whoever. I mean, Kill the Justice League closed a chapter, slammed it, closed an entire book, not in a good way, but it did leave the door open for something new. But only if they're willing to actually go for it. Start just fresh. Respect the past. Respect the community and the fandom. Respect the people that made your game and bought your game and loved your game. And don't be afraid to burn it down and rebuild it completely. I mean, from scratch, because I think that's the only way that this works long term for the Arkhamverse. And if they're serious about giving us a full DC gaming universe, a new Batman is probably the only place to start. So you guys let me know what you think. Are you ready to leave the current Arkhamverse behind? Or do you think there's still something worth saving there? You guys let me know in the comment section. If anything new breaks, I'll let you know, and I'll see you soon.